Hello and welcome, Chris here. So the question today is, what exactly are browser or web push notifications? So in this video we're going to look at an overview of browser push notifications, how they work and how you can make money and start building a list using web push. So push notifications are a great way to build a profitable list very quickly. And as you can see from this screenshot, it's very quick to build a profitable list using push notifications with a very small number of subscribers. And that's because the subscribers you get with push are worth much more than with email list building. Partly that's because it's cutting edge, with very few marketers using push and even fewer doing it correctly. But it's also because push sends much higher clicks than email on a per subscriber basis. Also, push is very easy to set up and it's very quick to send messages using push notifications. But what exactly are browser push notifications? Well, the process is quite simple. Visitors subscribe to your website via their browser, and they can do so on both desktop and mobile browsers. Now, visitors subscribe to your website or domain directly, and there's no autoresponder or middleman involved. Once they've subscribed, you can then send them web push messages directly and instantly into their web browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge or Safari, etc. You can send unlimited follow-up and broadcast messages just as you could with an email subscriber. But with push there are no deliverability issues. If you send a message, then you know it will be delivered with absolute certainty. Now, web push or browser push messages are different to the kind of notifications that an app would send you on your phone. And of course, app notifications have been popular for over a decade, but browser notifications is something that's really only started to be used over the last year or two. And what we're interested in is browser or web notifications, especially when it concerns desktop devices, because that is where the money is. So as mentioned, push allows you to drive huge amounts of traffic to your own website or affiliate links, and that's because push via the browser delivers huge visual images with clickable buttons right into your subscriber's browser window instantly, directly, and with lots of visual content, text content, and also a call to action button. So it's a great combination. Plus, since very few people are doing it, you don't need to worry about inbox blindness or having to compete for mental space with lots of other marketers. With push, you're the only one very likely that's going to be sending push messages to your subscribers, and that results in much higher click-through rate and much higher profits, as you can see from this comparison screenshot. Also, push is very easy to get started with. You simply add one line of opt-in code to your website, and then whenever a browser sees the pop-in and clicks yes to sign up, they are instantly added to your list and you're instantly able to start sending them push notifications to their browser. Most importantly of all, push notifications get much higher open rates than email, as high as 300% more. Click-through rates of up to 1,000% higher than email. Push also uses messages that are much faster and much easier to write than email and involve much less in the way of copy and creative writing. And push also works up to 1,000% better when it comes to buying traffic from places such as solo ads or Facebook ads, or from general affiliate traffic. And the reason for that is because so few people are doing it that not only can you get high subscription rates, but when people do subscribe, you can also stand out much more and drive higher opens and clicks than you otherwise would be able to do with email marketing. And push is also much cheaper in terms of not requiring very expensive autoresponders, etc. And best of all, you can't be banned by anyone. There are no autoresponders or email service providers to worry about. It's just you sending direct messages to your subscribers. Now let's look at exactly how the subscribe and unsubscribe process works when it comes to web push and browser push notifications. As mentioned, you get an opt-in code from your push service software, which of course in this case is Push Pro, and you then paste it to your website. And then whenever people visit your website in their browser, a pop-up that looks like this appears with a no and yes button. And of course people click the yes button and are then subscribed. But a few points about exactly how visitors subscribe and what the technical process is. When a visitor subscribes, that specific browser is subscribing to your specific domain. So in theory, someone with say 5 browsers spread across multiple devices would be able to subscribe 5 times, even though of course it's just the same person. Likewise, you could in theory have 5 domains and subscribe the user 25 times with 5 domains times 5 browsers. Now obviously don't do this, it would result in people just unsubscribing from all of your list, which is not a good thing. But I'm just mentioning this so you understand specifically what the subscription process is and the fact that it involves browsers and domains. Now it's very easy for people to opt into your push notifications, but it's also very easy for visitors to unsubscribe from push and actually block your domain. Now, web push only works with HTTPS domains, which you may well not have. And so if your visitor is HTTPS, they will simply subscribe directly to your domain. But otherwise, you will need to use one of our domains that we give you with Push Pro when selecting your opt-in code. Now, the domain that it's delivered from really shouldn't make any difference. Again, there are no deliverability issues to worry about. But I just want you to understand the technical aspect of domains when it comes to push. Users will also need to click twice, i.e. double opt-in. In actual fact, the initial visual pop-up that you see is only there to sort of pre-sell people and give some context to the actual pop-up that will follow and subscribe people. So just to explain, if you look at this screenshot, you can see that there's a 2-step opt-in for web push. So the first pop-up looks good and really explains to the user what they're getting for subscribing, i.e. it pre-sells them. And then pop-up 2 is the real message that actually subscribes that particular visitor's browser to your domain. And you can see here it looks slightly differently in Chrome and in Firefox. Also, a few other points about how web push notifications work. Once you send a push message, it is instantly sent. However, it sits on the push server waiting for them to then open their browser. So if the visitor logs in a day later, then it will suddenly appear the second that they open their browser. Web push is especially powerful when it comes to desktop traffic, which in my experience may only equate for between 30 and 60% of traffic, but equates to between 70 and 90% of buyers. So of course it makes sense that that's the traffic we want to focus on. Also, web push is especially powerful with Chrome on desktop because of the call to action button and huge image that Chrome allows us to use. And that's great because Chrome is by far and away the biggest browser, with as much as 80% of all users using the Chrome browser. Now let me give you a few great examples of how you could use push notifications in your business. Well, anyone can use the basic idea of offering a freebie or lead magnet to collect subscribers. For example, The lead magnet could be a piece of software, an ebook, a 7-day training sequence, but whatever kind of lead magnet you decide to give in return for an opt-in, make sure that it's relevant to the offers that you want to market to that particular person. Affiliates can also collect subscribers around a particular niche topic, for example, giving away a free training course on how to get traffic, and then they can deliver a follow-up sequence to those subscribers selling traffic related software. E-commerce marketers can collect buyers immediately after they've purchased and then send those customers upsells, promotional information, or information relating to their order. List builders can add the push opt-in code to their thank you page once people have subscribed via email, and in the process double up their leads, so each opt-in is not only signing up via email but also signing up via push. And lastly, one bad use case, which is immediately showing a pop-up, a single opt-in pop-up, which if you remember was this one here, immediately showing that single opt-in to cold visitors, because what will happen is they won't know what the rationale for you asking for them to sign up is, and they'll just click the block button. And once someone clicks the block button, it becomes very difficult for them to opt back in. Even if later on you build a relationship and the person does want to receive notifications from you, they probably won't easily be able to do that. And so always try and make sure that you use the two-step opt-in process and only display only request the subscription when there's actual context and a reason to do so. Luckily, there's also a number of great ways that we can automate web push using PushPro. So you can automate push notifications, which is a push service, just like using a push service, which is just like an autoresponder. So just to run through the jargon, PushPro is a push service in the same way that Aweber is an email autoresponder. So let's look at the ways that you can automate web push using with PushPro. You can test multiple opt-in messages by using different tracking codes to add to your opt-in codes and therefore track different lead magnets. You can set up a follow-up sequence, and by the way, I recommend that your follow-up sequences should be mostly content. And follow-up sequences with push can be especially powerful because if you're getting a 10% click-through rate and you're using a 30-day follow-up sequence, then it's theoretically possible for you to drive 300% CTR over the course of the first month, which of course means that each subscriber is on average clicking on 3 of your links. Thirdly, you can queue your follow-ups at the exact same time as when the user subscribed. So if someone subscribes to your push notifications at, let's say, 3 o'clock Eastern, then all future follow-up messages will be sent at 3 o'clock Eastern. And this is a great way to ensure that we're delivering to people when they themselves are active in their particular time zone. You can also use PushPro to send broadcast messages. I typically recommend sending between 3 and 5 per week, and I recommend focusing on a niche market where you can promote multiple affiliate offers with many new offers launching each week, which is one of the reasons I recommend the internet marketing niche. You can also use PushPro to segment users into multiple lists. For example, you could segment based on the pages that users subscribe or the domains that they subscribe. You could segment between your free sign-up leads and your buyers. You can of course segment between different niche interests, but I definitely recommend you try and segment your subscribers into different lists. And then lastly, you can split test both broadcast and follow-up messages to see which images are working best for you. So in this video, we've just been through a few of the most common questions that people ask about push notifications, and really just gone through an overview of exactly how push works, and in the next few videos we'll look into more detail at how you can get started with push and start building a list with push and start, of course, making money with push. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.